a listener, how can they themselves, at firstly at home, use music in therapy during this pandemic? We have a lot of listeners probably are stuck at home. I mean, of course, a lot of people use music daily, but how can they use it in form as a therapy at home?
So for that, I think it's really about making it accessible to yourself. And I think playing music is a really wonderful thing. There's plenty of research that shows that singing creates many positive physiological changes and makes us breathe deeply, for example, and that it can be very therapeutic to engage in creating music, and then listening to music that's going to be beneficial for us. I mean, one thing in the world of music neuroscience research that's been really interesting to me is that it really reveals neuroplasticity. So learning of music has been a very interesting model for neuroplasticity, that is looking at changes in the brain, because there are people who didn't learn music, how to play an instrument or something. So you can take that adult and have them sit down at a piano and have them start learning a bit, and then look at what's changing in the brain. And it's a very constrained kind of situation. You're looking at auditory motor associations, maybe auditory motor visual if you're reading music. And with only 20 minutes of practice, researchers have seen measurable, significant changes in brain function. So the brain is changing very quickly when someone is practicing music in this case. But so too is the case that listening to music creates changes in the brain. You're recognizing patterns, you're developing expectations, you're responding emotionally. And so, I mean, one thing just to think about is how malleable the brain is, and what you're putting into it is having an effect. Just keeping that in mind a little bit may make us choose things that are slightly more beneficial. So just awareness can make us more sensitive to what we're giving to ourselves, understanding that that will influence us and have an effect going forward.
That's amazing. And my advice would be, as soon as you feel down, use music as the tool of trying to bring yourself up. And during this pandemic, as you mentioned, what the best, I would say, sitting at home is, start learning how to sing, or start up with an instrument that you never had time because you were so busy with commuting back and forward.